Hi guys, this is 604 Starcraft and I'm here to do a 1 vs 1 commentary on the map Lost Temple. This game was sent to me by a friend of mine here, so I do hope you enjoy it. So to get things started, on the bottom left hand corner we do have spawning as a red Zerg Jawohl, and his opponent for this game here will be JaeBeom, the blue Terran. This is actually the same JaeBeom that was in my previous cast with the Korean Husky, and I have been able to confirm that this is not the real JPark or JaeBeom, and it's actually just a fan account or just a nickname he decided to use with. So I'm a bit disappointed there, but nonetheless I do expect this to be a good game. JaeBeom has sent me a couple more of his replays and kind of like a pack, so we'll be seeing a bit more of his gameplay, so I'm hoping this game goes fairly well. So I guess let's just take it away here. Both players here playing, I guess, Lost Temple. Right now, this game does take place post patch 11. So it'll be interesting to see how the Zerg adapts to the Roach nerf, and as well as for the Protoss player. I think at this point there weren't too many nerfs here in regards to the Terran units. But definitely the Roach did play a big role, just because after, when it was pre-patch 11, a lot of Zerg players just went massive Roach armies, and that was just pretty much the core composite armies for Zergs, and the Terrans usually counter with just a mass Marauder army. But we'll see how this goes in regards to this game. I do see that the JaeBeom here is playing fairly standard here. Did get I think a supply depot at around 10 supply, and then he has his barracks at around 11. And as we can see for Jawohl here, he does have 14. He's probably looking for a 14 pool, and he does get that 14 pool down, so he's going for a 14 pool. We'll see if he does transition to a 15 hatch. But let me see here, he did go for the early gas as well, I think, at this point. So he is going for an early gas, so maybe he's gonna go for an early tech into something, maybe an early layer or early Zergling speed. We'll see how that goes. JaeBeom here about to complete his wall here. Is probably going to fit just another supply depot just right in between here. I think he is sending another SUV as well, so the SUV is probably going to put another supply depot, now completing off the wall. So good building formation here by JaeBeom, playing fairly standard. I think at this point he should be getting a gas fairly soon, unless he does plan to win this whole entire game with Marines and a couple barracks. But I think putting down another barracks at this point, or actually maybe he's gonna go get another gas, but we'll see how this game plays out. And as for Scout, Jawohl here did miss the first Overlords that he sent out, did actually miss JaeBeom's base, but he will be able to kind of, I think this Overlord is slowly creeping its way over, so he will be able to kind of spot JaeBeom here. And I think at this point, Jawohl here still hasn't got the expansion, so I'm thinking he's probably going to play off one hatchery. He has been gathering gas from this one base. I think he's probably just going to wait and rush for the Zergling speed. We'll see how that goes. He's pretty close to getting it. I'm pretty sure he's just kind of waiting for the Zergling speed. He does have a queen on its way, and as we saw, and as I want to point out here, JaeBeom here did get his orbital command as well, as he did finish up his refinery. So we're probably going to see some factories, or maybe start getting the upgrades with the stim packs or the marine shields for the Marines. So we'll see how that goes right now. He did get the refinery as well, so he's kind of gathering gas right now. He probably needs to transfer over 2 more SUVs to kind of make that the refinery gather more efficiently. The Marines kind of engaging this Overlord, but probably won't be able to take it out. The Overlord's probably just going to hide on this high ground here, and at this point I think Jawohl here is just kind of containing JaeBeom back to his base. He's well aware that JaeBeom hasn't expanded. He knows where he is, so he's just going to kind of keep his Zerglings here. If there is any expansion, he will be able to kind of just go and engage it, so this wall won't actually be able to stop Zergling harassment at the expo. So we'll see at this point here. Jawohl here is going for a Baneling nest, so he's probably going to go for a Baneling bust through the front gates here, which is fairly common play now. I see most Zerg players do go for a Baneling nest right after the spawning pool, kind of aiming for an early victory here. And usually you can do it fairly successfully off just one hatch, so there's actually no need to actually expand. We'll see how that goes here. He does have quite a few Zerglings. After the Baneling nest morphs out, he should be getting a couple Banelings. We'll see. if he actually does that. Apparently at this point JaeBeom has only gotten Marines, and he's building a tech lab. There's no factory up yet, so he's just gonna pump out Marines, and I guess just a lot of Marines. We'll see how that plays out. I think at this point JaeBeom should definitely consider maybe getting some kind of like tech unit, maybe or mech unit. Probably tanks would be the best to handle this. So we're gonna see there's probably gonna be an attack fairly soon here as these banelings bust in. Let's just see if the banelings are able to go, and the banelings do almost break through, and let me see here, and the banelings do break through the nest, break through the supply depot. Baneling's able to take down Marines very easily, so the whole entire JaeBeom's army is almost completely gone. So now let me see at this point here, JaeBeom's just getting completely destroyed by these speedlings. He did get spawned one Marauder. The Marauder is already surrounded. He is pulling his SCVs from line, so right at this point JaeBeom is gathering is almost completely stopped at this base here. JaeBeom here was able to spawn a couple more Marines, so he will be able to stop this initial attack. But as we can see here, Jawohl is actually reinforcing with more Zerglings now, so JaeBeom better reinforce this fairly quickly to repair that. He only has one Marine at this time, but he does hold off this attack. I'm thinking Jawohl should have pushed. If maybe he microed his army better, split his Zergling army into two, he would have been able to break through. But nonetheless, he is going back to his original play of banelings. And as we saw earlier, the banelings are very effective against Marines. The splash damage, the banelings do get a plus bonus damage against light armored units, which are Marines, and as you can see, Marines only do have 45 HP, and the banelings do 55 damage to light units, so very effective. We'll see if he's probably gonna go with the same strategy again. This time he does have a fairly big army as well. Let's just see exactly the same situation as before, and he does break through, but this time he does lose all his banelings. This time JaeBeom, it does have quite a much bigger army than last time, just because he did lose his entire army to the banelings, but nonetheless Jawohl will be able to take this down. I think he might actually lose his barracks as well. Let's just see. Barracks is it actually lifts, so good work there by JaeBeom, but nonetheless I think he will have to pull his SCVs from the mineral line again, and there he goes, pulling it off again. The Zerglings here are kind of getting trapped and surrounded in this area. I think it would have been best for Jawohl here to kind of maybe engage from the outside so that his units wouldn't have got surrounded, but at this point I think if he doesn't repair this fairly quick, the barracks will actually explode, and the barracks does explode there, so a bit of mismanagement there by JaeBeom, but he is building up his defense again, or his wall, and I think at this time he should be pumping out units as quickly as possible. He's getting Marauders and Marines, but you should definitely be considering going for like some kind of a mech unit, like a tank or something, just because the splash damage from the tanks would be very helpful in stopping these Zerglings and eventually the banelings later on. So I think at this point Jawohl just kind of set the rally point or set attack to the base, and maybe he wasn't expecting to be blocked off, but at this point JaeBeom does have the base blocked off, and he is bringing reinforcements with more Marines at this point, and he does have a one barracks with a reactor. He should definitely be building more, I would say probably tanks, like I've been mentioning earlier. And let's just double check to see how everything's going with Jawohl here. He is kind of sticking very heavy into his baneling build. Definitely for most players, if you are a Zerg player and you know that you have your opponent trapped, you should definitely consider getting an expansion. An expansion would help you gain not only the economical advantage, but because you also have the map advantage here, you know your opponent won't be expanding. He's already secured